Hello everyone, my name is Tom Marin. I'm the Transportation and Safety Manager for Weaver Industries. And today we're going to have a video on the transportation van protocol for all of our awesome clients and our hard-working drivers. And again, we want to make sure that your ride is COVID-19 safe. And so we're going to walk you through some practices that we've developed today to help us have a safe ride and get to work and back in a great way. So let's move on to the next step. Prior to getting started on our trip, before we pick up our clients, we are going to ensure that the van has been sanitized completely. And by that I mean we're talking about all the major touch points in the van to make sure that they are clean and sanitized for our clients and for our drivers. So to prepare ourselves and make sure that we do a thorough job, we do have what we call a van sanitation cleaning list that we follow, and it covers 20 different touch points on the van. If we follow this faithfully, we can ensure that the van is clean and sanitized for our next trip. So our van is now clean and sanitized, and we've started our trip, and we've headed out, and we're going to pick up our first client. So the very first thing that a driver like myself would need to do is, of course, make sure I've got my face mask on. And then also, when I get out of the van to pick up the client, I'm going to put my face shield on, okay? And this is to give us the ultimate protection whenever we're dealing with anybody during this COVID-19 pandemic that we're fighting. So, once our client comes up, I'm going to check to see if the client has a face mask on. And if they do, that's great. They're certainly allowed to wear their own face mask or bandana, and that'll be the first step that we want to make sure is done. If they do not have a face mask, each of us will have a bag of cloth face masks, or we also have some disposable face masks. There's 50 in a box here. Once our client comes up to the door, the first thing we're going to do, once they have their face mask on, is we're going to check their temperature. So we have a couple of thermometers that look very similar to this, and again, you just hit the switch button or the trigger to activate it, and then point it at the forehead and hit the trigger, and it will take a temperature for you. Now our temperature range, it has to be below 100.4 degrees. If the temperature of the client is more than 100.4, then we would ask them to stay home. If they do run less than 100.4, then the next thing we'll do is we'll have them put on a face shield. So they will put the face shield on, they'll keep their mask on, and they'll wear the face shield all through their trip to their final destination. The other thing we'll have them do is complete the attestation form for clients. And again, there's 4 easy questions on here. We may want to have the top part already filled out so we can ask them the quick questions, have them sign it, and put their temperature up here on the line. So we're going to put their temperature on here, ask the questions, check the answers, and then have them sign it at the bottom. Once that's done, then the last piece is we want to have hand sanitizer for each client. So what we'll do is we'll have them put their hands out, and we'll put a little hand sanitizer on their hands. They'll rub it. Once they get the hand sanitizer on, they can now enter the van and ride to work. Okay, now that we've arrived at our work destination, our supervisor who is driving will tell us to wait and one person depart the van at a time. And the whole idea is we want to have as much social distancing as we can. And that means keeping 6 feet from each other. So the first person out would take their face shield off and they would put it on their seat, and they would get out and they would go into the building. Once the person gets to the door and goes in, the next person can come out, take their face shield off, leave it on their seat, and go into the building. After all the clients have departed from the van, the driver will take the van, park it, and then start the regimen of van sanitizing, where they'll touch all the high points, and they'll also clean the face shields to make sure, clean and sanitize them to make sure that they're ready for the next trip. Once the client comes back in the van to take the trip home, they'll put on their face shield and they'll be ready to go. At all times in the van, the clients will be wearing the face mask and face shield. Thank you for watching today. We hope that all of you have been safe and healthy. We look forward to seeing you at work. We look forward to giving you a very nice, safe ride to and from work every day. Thank you.